Welcome to Sarah and Abby's Vegan Adventures, episode 6. We are actually vegan.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to do a vegan. Nice, I like that. Yeah, we figured probably time to do a vegan episode on our vegan podcast.
6 episodes in.
7, because we did the 4.5. I feel like that might be throwing people off. So let's just... Oh.
What you did?
Stop saying that.
What?
So let's just get right into it.
Yeah. So Abby, can you give us a little bit of background on your veganism? Like, when did you decide to go vegan? Why?
Should we say what a vegan is? Do people know that?
Oh, sure.
I don't know.
I guess.
Like, I don't want to mansplain things, but...
Sure.
Go, because last time I tried to do it, you were like, you just explained that so bad.
Okay, so a vegan is a diet or a lifestyle where you abstain from the use of animal products.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so animal products meaning, meat, which includes fish, because that's an animal with meat on it. So they don't eat meat or anything that comes from an animal, so milk or eggs. And then honey. Mm-hmm. And that's a vegan diet. And then if you're vegan for the animals, which we are, you don't use animal products in other ways either. So I don't wear leather or fur or what's it called with the feathers? Down. Avoiding products that test on animals or products that might have animal products in them.
Like secretions from animals, some medicines, some food dyes have certain...
Yes.
Yeah,
so that's pretty much what it is.
And that's different from a vegetarian who just doesn't eat meat and fish.
Yes. Which is different than a pescatarian who only eats fish.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the only thing they eat. That's like the only meat products they eat.
And then there's like all those weird ones like ovo-octo. Like I can't.
Ovo-lacto vegetarian, vegan, or there's a bunch. But yeah, it basically just means that we're not eating animals or things made by animals.
Exactly.
Why did you go vegan, Abigail?
So I went vegetarian first, which I think is common. I just went back on my Facebook and I found the day I went vegetarian. 2012, 8 years ago.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Damn. So I went vegetarian because I was going to a bunch of animal rights protests in the area, my area, and everybody there was vegetarian or vegan, and I felt really hypocritical standing up for, wild animals while eating livestock. I thought that was, I felt like a hypocrite, and so the final straw for me, because I was kind of being pushed in that direction, was an image I saw on Facebook that somebody shared, and it was a legislator talking about...
Legislator? A legislator? Why you said it like that?
Because I didn't want to stutter. He was talking about gestation crates and the minimum size requirements. And I guess there was a bill to propose larger gestation crates for pigs. And here it is. I found it.
Mhm.
National Pork Producers Council statement. Okay, so it wasn't a legislature.
Legislator.
And he said, so our animals can't turn around for the 2.5 years that they are in the stalls. I don't know who asked the sow if she wanted to turn around. And I was kind of like, wow. Yeah, this is I can't justify this in my own head anymore. I
Mhm.
gotta I gotta be a part of the change.
Yes. Alright, so you made, like, that jump from just thinking something is wrong to actually taking action.
Yeah, and I went slowly. I At first I was like, okay, I'll do grass-fed beef only from local farms. And I think my mom and I bought like maybe 2 meals of beef that was from a local farm that was quote grass-fed. And then eventually we just like didn't get out to the store that much because there was only this one store we could buy it in. And then I was just kind of like, you know what? There's no point in that. Like let me just do it. Like I don't have to be
Mhm.
afraid to not eat meat. Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Um and then that was August, and then in the following January, like for the new year, I went vegan.
Ugh, I love it.
What
So
about
was
you,
that, like
babe?
oh,
Oh.
me? Oh, okay, yeah. We won't, like, talk about it yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, I went vegetarian in 6th grade. So how old are you in 6th grade?
12?
12, 13, something like that. Um, because I've always loved animals, like, always, since I came out the womb.
Mhm.
And, there was
Did you
some,
guys
like
know she has a puppy?
yeah, I have a puppy. Mhm, mhm. Well, 2 actually, but yeah, anyway. So, I was watching the news, it was on the news, and there was this cow being, like, pushed by a bulldozer.
Why are you laughing?
Because 'cause I'm thinking of our bulldozer
Oh,
coming.
the bulldozer. Yeah, in our trailer, you can hear Sarah struggling with bulldozers.
Alright, yeah, it's not funny. But yeah, there was a cow being pushed around by a bulldozer, and I was like, "What?" So then I called my neighbor because we were friends. I was like, "Oh my god," like, I I don't know what I said, but, like, I wanted to go vegetarian after I saw that. And then we watched the Meet Your Meat video from PETA, shout out for
Yes.
exposing, things for what they are, and that made me vegetarian, and I did that for about 2 years, and then in 8th grade, so 2 years. It's 2 years after that, I went vegan.
Any particular reason why you did the jump or?
I was, talking all this talk about being vegetarian and sticking up for animals and not, supporting cruelty, but then, just like Abby, I guess, just like you, sweet pea,
Oh,
I felt
you were younger
hypocritical.
than me though.
Yeah. I felt hypocritical, saying one thing and then still consuming something from an animal. Um, so yeah, and I probably went about the vegan part gradually. I don't think I just woke up and said, "I'm vegan."
Yeah, I think people that's a very big misconception is like if you want to go vegan, you have to go vegan overnight and it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, no, not at all. Because it is an adjustment. Um, it
And it's
is.
hard. I mean,
Once you're used to it, it's
yeah.
not hard. The
Yeah.
initial adjustment is difficult. The most difficult thing for me is eating out, I would say, and I could see how that would be difficult for people that are just starting out because, like, especially with being vegan and not vegetarian, because you don't want to be the person to, ask your friends or your family to not go to a certain restaurant because there's no vegan options. And you also don't want to just like eat a salad every time you go somewhere. So the going out part can be challenging, but I found that they'll like do substitutions for you. And nowadays, pretty much everywhere has a
Nowadays.
vegetarian option. Nowadays, everywhere has a vegetarian option that you can easily make vegan. So
Yeah,
that's
I
a
think
lot.
the only hard part about going out is the other people. They make it weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Like,
they'll
oh,
ask
can you
you,
eat
like,
here? Is this okay? Anything you can eat
yes.
off the menu? And it's like you don't want to make a big deal.
Yeah. But like going grocery shopping and stuff, it's definitely not difficult to eat a healthy and varied diet being vegan. And it's definitely not more expensive. That's another misconception. People tend to think it's so expensive because I think, they associate vegan with organic
Yeah.
and healthy all the time, which it doesn't have to be. I don't buy organic things usually. I should, but I don't. That's what makes it more expensive. And the fake meats, not the fake, but like the meat substitutes, those are expensive.
But not more than,
Mm, it's expensive. A bag of the Gardein chicken nuggets for the amount you're getting compared to a thing of chicken nuggets.
well, yeah, but it's also better for you.
Yeah, but it's still
Yeah.
that stuff is more expensive. The substitutes, the cheese substitutes, the meat substitutes, more expensive. But
Right now, yeah.
you don't have to eat all that. I don't eat that. I eat that stuff rarely. Pasta is just pasta.
Mhm.
Beans.
Rice.
Yeah, rice and beans, super cheap, super easy. Veggies, I get frozen veggies a lot. Tofu,
Yeah,
peanut
tofu is
butter.
pretty cheap. Like for the bang for your buck, you can make um a lot of meals out of like one package.
Yeah. Seitan.
Don't try to act like we know anything about
My
seitan.
mom makes seitan.
Really?
Yeah, but you don't have to eat all that fancy vegan stuff. Like keep it simple. PB&J for lunch. you
Yeah.
know. Abby doesn't like salads, but sometimes I eat salad, but I don't put like fancy weird stuff in it. Like I just eat a regular salad. And I chop up I like the Boca chicken patties, and then I chop up that and like put it on the salad, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, I would say if you're trying to go vegan, definitely maybe start if you're not vegetarian, maybe start by cutting out one thing at a time, if it's intimidating to you, cut out meat, then cut out fish. Go step by step so that you don't become
Mhm.
overwhelmed because that's how people, eventually they give up because it's like, oh, that was too hard. Okay, well, you went too fast. It's like training a
Yeah.
dog, right?
Yes. Set yourself up for success. And I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I would be vegan, but I love cheese too much." Okay. So be vegan except for cheese right now.
Yes.
Like, "Oh, I would be vegetarian, but I love bacon." Okay. So start out by being vegetarian except for bacon.
Mhm.
It's all about doing what you
The
can. It's
most you
not
can.
Yes. And it's not about being perfect, and it's not about the title. I think a lot of people get hung up on the title of, "Oh, well, I can't call myself a vegetarian if I still eat bacon in the morning." Yeah, technically, but you're still making an impact, which is what matters.
Yeah, it's about the animals. It's not about the title.
Exactly. Mhm.
Um, definitely like try the meat substitutes if that's your thing. I mean, most of them are pretty good.
I love
Um,
Gardein.
yeah, Gardine's good.
Sweet Earth, Sweet
Oh
Earth.
yeah, they're
That's our
still
new
so
thing.
good.
They make
And
like
they have
frozen meals.
pizzas.
Mm. And the burritos, they make breakfast burritos.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think the thing about vegan food that people think, "Oh, it's expensive." I think it's because, yeah, you can't walk into a grocery store and buy a a 99-cent burrito. But, you don't want to eat a 99-cent burrito anyway, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like that cheap stuff is cheap for a reason.
Yeah, like a comparable, meat-based burrito, health-wise, I feel like it would be about the same price as a Sweet Earth or a
Yeah.
the only reason that there's cheap. Yeah, I mean, you can buy a whole bag of chicken nuggets for $2.99, but those are you're not really
Antibiotic
getting. Yeah.
infused. You don't have to eat like all that though. Like that's what makes when I go grocery shopping, what makes it expensive or not expensive is whether or not I'm getting like all that stuff because I'm lazy and don't want to cook. You know?
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah, you can
basic.
make your own pizza, like buy a pizza dough. A lot of people think that like bread and stuff is not vegan. Most of the time bread is always vegan.
Yes. Wraps.
Dough. Yeah.
Like make a little veggie quesadilla.
With hummus is a great.
I live off of hummus.
I know.
I literally live off of it.
And
I can
hippies.
eat one of yes. I can eat one of the like sabras,
The big or the little?
the flat one, the little one, probably in one sitting, easily.
I could too.
Like
I
with a
usually will
spoon.
eat half.
Oh, it's so
I eat the chocolate one with a spoon.
good. Ooh, the chocolate hummus.
It's so
It's life changing. It changed my life.
good. Yeah, it
It did.
did. It really did.
It did, right?
Yeah.
With like a frozen banana. Mhm. Mhm.
No, with a
No.
cookie.
Okay, well, I'll like when
Sarah
my
likes to
bananas go
be
bad.
healthy
Yeah, I
and
do. Well, sometimes.
salad.
Oh my god.
You
You
made
can
a
chop up
freaking
a banana.
smoothie bowl this morning.
Ooh, yo.
That looked good though, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, with
Make
your acai thingies.
yes. So like I eat
Mm.
oatmeal in the morning, for example. That's pretty much my go-to. Put some bananas, put some fruit, whatever, peanut butter, protein powder, whatever. And there you go. There's your breakfast. Protein packed. Gonna keep you full. um, cereal. You can eat cereal in the mornings.
Yeah, pretty much every cereal. There's some vitamins that are not technically vegan. Vitamin D3 comes from um sheepskin, I think.
Oh.
But it's like it's one of those things. It's like, you got to decide what kind of vegan you want to be.
Yeah, that's, again, where you can get hung up in the title of things and get intimidated really easily.
Like people will say fig Newtons aren't vegan or figs aren't vegan because bees lay their eggs or wasps lay their eggs in figs, and then once they lay their eggs, they just die. They die naturally after laying eggs, and then their body is decomposed in the fig flower. But like
Yeah, it,
that.
by that logic, then I'm not going to eat I can't eat anything because then any vegetable, any insect that died on any vegetable that I'm eating, you can't,
Yeah, that's not how that works.
yeah. And a lot of people like to bring that up as a counter argument to veganism. Like, well, what about the mouse that was in the grain field that died?
Mhm.
Like, what do you want me to do about that?
Yes.
Starve to death? Do you want me to be one of those
Yeah.
people who get their energy from the sun? Like, seriously, unless you have a property and you can grow your own vegetables,
No, because there's still mice in those fields.
you can make sure they're not like getting like ground up by the.
Oh, well, not if they fall in, like, that's an accident, like, accidents happen. I don't think
Oh my god,
anybody
why you
is
said it like that? You
No,
girl,
like what?
accidents
No,
happen.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think anybody's intention. I don't know. Like, you can't.
There's obviously better ways to do everything, but
Mhm.
you can't avoid eating things because something might have been killed. Again, being vegan isn't about the title or being perfect. It's about doing what you can. And what you can do as a human being is you have to eat to survive. So,
Progress, not perfection.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, and but then on the flip side of that, if there's a food that you know is in 100% of the cases harmful, then you can make an educated decision to say, this goes against my morals. So, for example, palm oil. Palm oil is technically vegan because it does not is not derived from an animal source,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of vegans don't eat palm oil. A lot of people don't eat palm oil because of the impact it has on orangutans.
Mm-hmm.
But people will try to say, "Oh, well, it's not vegan because you're hurting the animals." Well, that's not the definition of. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, palm
You know what
oil,
I'm
I think,
saying?
is an extreme case. You
But
might,
does vegan mean comes from an animal, like an animal product, or does vegan mean
well, it's,
uh,
you have to look at it. Are you vegan for dietary reasons? Because then by that, palm oil is vegan because it's just a dietary restriction. We're only looking at the diet, literally, vegan diet, don't eat anything from an animal. If you're looking at veganism as, from the standpoint of not harming animals and supporting things that harm animals, palm oil would be the equivalent of buying something that's tested on an animal, right? Because it's a
yeah.
byproduct of something fucked up.
But then I feel like by saying it's not vegan, then like the sustainable palm oils, you wouldn't eat that either. But that wouldn't make sense. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think yeah, I don't think you can say that palm oil isn't vegan. It's unethical, but that's not I don't know.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Well, it's like saying is something that's tested on an animal vegan?
No, it's
Like
cruelty free or
exactly.
not
Vegan
cruelty free.
like is wearing is me buying leather vegan? Like
I
vegan
guess it's
is
a
the
vegan
diet.
principle, but
It's whether you follow the vegan lifestyle or the vegan diet, I guess.
ooh,
Like
ooh,
you like that?
yeah.
Um
Stop using my line.
yeah, I guess the vegan diet is literally just by definition and, people who follow a vegan diet still wear leather maybe, still buy things that are tested on animals.
Oh yeah,
But
well that just doesn't. Okay. What?
well, it's better than nothing.
I feel like the leather part, it's like if you're gonna buy leather, like it makes more sense to eat them because at least you're getting energy. You like, you know,
Yeah. You can
justify it a little more than a coat.
yes. Yeah. Wearing animals is literally I can't make any sense of it. Like,
And no, the the leather does not come from animals who were killed for food.
yeah, no.
No, 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 no.
It's a completely separate industry. And, Uggs or boots with
Fur
the fur,
coats.
with the fur. That's not that they shaved the animal and put the fur on. That's their skin. So like suede and like Uggs, where it's like the suede outside and then the fur on the inside. People when you ask them, because I like did this whole thing in high school about Uggs, um, people really think that they just shaved the sheep.
I know.
And I'm like, well, what do you think that is attached to it? Like, do you think they sewed each individual fur onto skin? Like, where did the skin come? Is the animal still alive without its skin?
Even shearing the sheep, they don't do it nice because they have a million sheep they have to shear.
Mm-hmm.
They do it super fast so they can get it done.
Yeah. And yeah. Wearing animals is just something I could never see or
Here's something.
Mm.
I have one bag that my mom got at a garage sale that's leather
Mhm.
that she gave to me.
Mhm.
Do you wear or buy secondhand leather? Or would you?
No, I wouldn't just because it skeeves me, but I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like my sister was gonna give me a leather jacket once, and I was like, thanks, but no thanks. Just because like it really skeeves me.
Really?
It does. Um, but no, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think if it's in existence, like don't just it's kind of more disrespectful to throw it out, you know?
Well,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I think getting secondhand stuff like that is fine. You're not supporting the whole thing is that we don't want to support the leather industry. We don't want more animals to die. So using something that was already purchased.
I wouldn't even buy it. Like sometimes I'll see stuff that's cute, like at the Goodwill or something. I wouldn't even buy it like at a Goodwill or something. But I don't know.
Yeah, because then maybe that person is really looking for a leather coat and then
Yeah.
they might go seek it out somewhere.
Hmm.
But
But a
yeah,
yard sale.
I think that's up for personal discretion, you know?
Yeah, but then people will criticize you.
Yes, and that's where the whole title thing comes along. Like like people are so quick to attack vegans and animal rights activists for doing something that they don't see as, fitting their narrative of what a crazy vegan needs to look like. And then they criticize you while they're eating a cheeseburger. And I just don't
Yes.
I just
Thank
don't
you.
get it.
Or like vaccines. Like vaccines we know have some preservatives and sometimes contain gelatin. Okay, why are you coming at me? Like let's say the coronavirus vaccine comes out. We know it's going to be tested on animals. We know it will probably have some animal ingredient. You can't shit on me for getting the coronavirus vaccine when you literally eat the animals that cause the coronavirus.
Yes, like until you're doing a literally perfect job at it, do not come at me at all. You know, I don't know why everyone's so obsessed with like the title thing about it. I just
Yeah.
I don't
And
Oh,
you
I
you're
thought you were
already
vegan.
you
Oh, you're
already
vegan.
don't like that I'm vegan. So why if I'm doing something that's quote not vegan, wouldn't that make you happy?
Yeah. Yes. And I think people just like to make fun and like maybe that makes them feel better like us
Mhm.
being vegan they feel like as maybe an attack on them because we're doing something that they're not doing and then when we do something that's not vegan maybe they feel like good about that like okay like if Sarah's getting the vaccine with animals in it then like okay like it's fine like
Then I can eat animals.
yeah well yeah
Mhm.
I don't know
Now, here's one thing that I will say. Vegans, where do you get your protein?
mm,
Um, the one
everywhere.
thing, yes, that's just shut up. But the one thing you do have to be mindful of if you're transitioning from a diet with meat and dairy products to a vegan diet, you do have to eat more because not because of the protein, but because of the caloric value of the food.
Mhm.
And that I think is hard for people, and that's why people say, "I'm always hungry. I'm always like I'm never full."
Mhm.
Well, how much excuse him?
He barked at the fan.
Oh my god, it's not even on, is it?
No, he just noticed it. It was in his way.
Are you gonna yell at him?
Yeah.
I'm not cutting that. Yeah, what like how much are you eating? You're not full, hungry. You need to eat a lot more than you would if you were eating meat because there's so many calories in meat and dairy products, which is
Mhm.
not necessarily good or bad. Like, I don't wanna say, "Oh, vegan is
I
better
think it's
because
a
it has
good
less
thing.
calories." I mean, yeah, it is generally a good thing because generally most Americans are always trying obsessed with losing weight and, "I wanna go on a diet." Okay, but if you're not trying to lose weight or you are always hungry, you need to eat more. You
Mhm.
might have to have 2 servings of pasta when you normally only have 1 because you're having either a plain sauce or you're having a sauce with veggies instead of
Like a creamy sauce.
yes, or instead of a meat sauce, or you're having a did I
Mhm.
already say that? Or you're having a vegan meat substitute instead of a yeah.
Yeah, I think that, I like to eat a lot. So, that's kinda good for me because if I wasn't vegan with the amount that I eat, um,
Oh, shut up.
we might have a problem. But I think Americans eat huge portions anyway, so if we make that huge portion of mashed potatoes and meat and mac and cheese a vegan plate, that's gonna have probably half the calories and have double the
Yeah.
food in it of, vegan stuff. So, it's definitely an adjustment, but I don't know, I get called out a lot for eating a lot sometimes. Like,
Who
if
the f
I'm
I will
No, okay, has this ever happened to you where you're, at a thing, you're at a barbecue or something, and, your plate is literally full? Because 'cause I'll, put mad salad on my plate, I'll grab, a bread, I'll grab, a bunch of the veggies. So, I'll literally have more food on my plate than the non-vegans with
well,
their
yeah,
dumb
that
hot
always
dog.
happens.
And then but, people will
Dumb
comment and they'll
hot
be like
dog. Can we make that the episode title?
Yeah. No, but, and then people will comment, "Oh, that's a lot."
Yeah,
Okay, and we can
that's
make
a whole
another
nother
episode
episode.
about,
Yeah.
facilitating eating
Eating
disorders,
disorders.
but I think if you have a history of that or your thinking is with food, if your relationship with food is not the healthiest and you
Ooh,
decide to go
mhm.
vegan, I think you do need to
Thick
be
skin.
yes, and careful, and, people will make comments and say maybe they will say, "Oh, that's a lot of food." Okay, yeah, and it still has half the calories that your food does. So, bye. Um, and
And you can talk about this, Sarah, with the dining hall because they had very specific portions and they would make the vegan food
mhm,
portion the same as the non-vegan option, like 1 scoop of the sloppy joe or whatever. The vegan
um,
food was pretty lit most of the time.
yeah, it was.
The
But
barbecue seitan sandwiches, the thing that started the Sarah&Abby vegan adventures.
yo, 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 I worked at the dining hall with a hairnet in my hair. And, we had to give people a specific portion. People can come back as many times as they want and ask for more, but on their plate, we had to give them a specific portion. And
Like 1.5 chicken nuggets.
yeah, so the serving size for the mozzarella sticks were literally two, and it was 350 calories in two. Who the hell is eating two mozzarella sticks? You're eating at least five. So how many calories is that?
I don't know, I can't do math.
700.
Like 800?
It's a lot of calories. In and that's not even your whole meal, obviously, right? Maybe you
Yeah,
want
they
to get some
served
fries with
mozzarella
that.
sticks with pizza, I think, right?
Yes, yes, they did. Yeah.
I have
Um,
the menu memorized, I swear to God.
and that has a lot of calories because it's fried and because it's cheese.
Mhm.
But, the vegan option that night, what was the vegan?
I think it was
Something dumb, probably.
yeah, I think it was like, the green bean, the 3 bean escarole something.
Oh my god, I was gonna say that.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So then the vegan option usually people get as a side dish, and we would serve it in a side dish little, those dumbass little bowls? We call them monkey bowls.
Is that what you called them
Yeah, monkey
then?
bowls.
You never
Um,
told me that.
that's what they're called. I don't know. So I would know the people that were vegan, and I'd have to give them a stupid little I would be instructed to give that was the serving size because the vegan thing was just a side dish. And I was like, "No." So I would, like, give them a big bowl of it
Yeah, I would
because
always,
that's
like, get mad at people. I'd be like, "Can I have a big plate?" You'd always have to ask for a big plate or else they'd give
yes,
you.
because the vegan option was not the entree.
Sometimes they did have a lot of vegan entrees. For example, the sloppy joe. What was the
Yeah.
serving size? 1 scoop?
Yeah.
So 1 scoop of the vegan and 1 scoop of the meat version. The vegan one, you need 2 scoops to meet the calorie count for the meat one.
Mhm.
So, you just have to be mindful of that.
And they'd make less of the vegan stuff and then yell
Always.
at you for giving people too much. Like back to, if you have an unhealthy relationship with eating, having to ask for more of stuff is like a little like
Yeah.
um
Well, and it's like, and if you
difficult.
don't know about food, if you're not a nutrition person, you might not know. You might be like, "Oh my god, this is so much, like, I'm not g—" but it's not because you have to look at the calories is what, like, I don't know, fills you up, I guess, kind of, like, you need.
Calories fuel your body. That's literally what a calorie is. A calorie is energy.
Yeah, and it can have the same amount of protein, but if it doesn't have that high whatever. So, point is, you need to be like, I know it's hard for me to get, like, enough calories because I'm like, "Oh my god, I've been eating all day." But, like,
Yeah.
it's just a different mindset, like, you have to just eat so much
Yeah.
more.
I was talking to my boyfriend because he was saying, like, he made a comment about how this is another, we got to make an episode. The next one has to be about like eating disorders.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He made a comment about like how my hip bone was out. And I was like, yeah, it's normal. I'm literally laying down on a flat surface. My hip bone is going to be out. That's just the way my body is. I'm not too skinny. Whatever. Suck it. And he's like, what'd you eat today? So I'm like, okay.
If
What'd you
you're a
fucking eat today?
man, don't don't
So
comment on a woman's body ever.
yeah,
I don't care
like
if you're
it's
saying
not a
it looks good.
compliment to say you're too
Don't
skinny.
don't
I
do it.
hate when people say that.
Don't do
I
it.
hate when people tell me I look skinny.
I hate when people tell me, "Oh, you look better now. Like it looks like you filled out a little. You look so
Uh,
much better." Like,
like, okay,
shut up. Like, "Oh no, I'm saying
thanks.
you look good. I don't care. Don't
Yeah,
comment on my
no.
body ever.
Yeah, no.
Thanks."
Yeah, people think the skinny thing is a compliment. It's like what's the opposite of a compliment?
An insult?
Yeah. It's an insult.
I'm not cutting that either.
Okay. So anyway, he was like, "What'd you eat?" I'm like, "Okay." So I ran down the list of what I ate. I was like, "Okay, I had oatmeal in the morning with banana and peanut butter." Okay,
Yeah, it was
whatever.
like mad stuff, right? And he had like a honey bun.
Well, it was mad stuff, but mad stuff that was like healthy and probably didn't have that many calories. I mean, oatmeal I don't know, whatever. So I'm like, "All right, what'd you eat?" She's like, "Well, I had a donut for breakfast with an iced coffee." Mind you, when I get an iced coffee, like what do we get in our iced lattes? I get
I get
soy milk
coconut
in it.
milk.
Yeah, you get some kind of non-dairy milk, which is just better for you anyway. And then I always, the sugar-free you can argue is worse for you.
You heard her order in the trailer. She gets
Mm.
half of this with a light this
Yeah,
and
I
none
try
of
to be
this.
mindful. Um, so a boy, he's eating a donut for breakfast and then an iced coffee. Okay, that's probably more
And the
calories than
default
I had.
milk is whole milk, right?
Yeah, and then all the sugar they put in it when you don't ask, when you
Mhm.
don't like specify, put half or whatever. Like when you guys go to Starbucks, you gotta say like, give me half, or else the whole like with the macchiatos.
Or unless you want this, I get it the whole one, or else I can't drink it.
No, no, you could drink it with half. I'm telling you, you would the
Not
all of
from
it.
Starbucks.
Yes, you can. Next time you come over, I'll get it for you.
Mm.
Though every time I get it with all the stuff in it, the caramel drizzle is like an inch at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I like it.
Oh, all right. Well, you don't drink it as often as I do. I go to Starbucks a lot. So when you go a lot, you got to be
You mean
mindful of
every
it.
day?
Whatever. Um like I said, it's my reward every day. I need a reward.
I like
um
that when you were like, every time I go to Starbucks, I earned it.
I do. Every day that I get a Starbs, I earned it. Like I'm going to go today. It's because I earned it.
What
We'll
did you
do the
Okay,
we
what the
did
hell
this
did you do today?
podcast. That's work. I worked
All
today.
right, yeah, you
And
did.
it's my day off, so I earned it. So back to what we were eating.
Yeah.
Coffee, iced coffee with like a bunch of sugar he had and a donut. Okay. And then for lunch he had
How he always has donuts or he
he
stops.
always well, he likes to stop at the donut place by my house. And like there's just like donuts in his house a lot.
Okay.
And then he had a pepperoni roll and garlic knots
For lunch? Was it like a
for like
special
dinner.
occasion?
Dinner. It was like 3 o'clock when he had that.
Was it a special occasion?
No.
Oh.
So like, okay, that right there does not sound like what I listed was a lot of food. Like I said oatmeal, and then for a snack I had those chickpea things, and then I had
The ones
a
you found
wrap.
on the floor of your car?
Well, that kind, but not the ones I found. I had a wrap with the vegan turkey, blah blah blah. For dinner, I had probably tofu with rice, whatever. So I listed a lot of things, and he listed like 3 things, but his 3 things, a donut, an iced coffee with all the sugar, and a pepperoni roll and garlic knots, like
Yeah, that's like triple what you had.
that's probably, yeah, or like maybe it's the same amount of calories, but then we can have a whole other nutritional conversation about empty calories. Like
Mhm.
you're not using any of like what's the garlic knot?
Yummy.
I love garlic knots.
Me too.
But yeah, like that's a tip. So if I were to eat that in a day, like say I had that in a day.
The breakfast wouldn't. I would have had to eat something before the dinner.
Yeah, and I would feel jittery and I would feel like
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
When I wake up late and have like a Starbucks right away and like don't eat, I feel like and I feel like that's what most people eat all day. Like that I feel like is a normal day for people. Like waking up, something
Yeah.
sweet, maybe a muffin
Or
right?
nothing.
Nothing. Venti fucking thing from Dunkin'. I don't know. Bagel with cream cheese.
Dunkin' doesn't do venti.
Oh, sorry. I don't know their lingo.
Yeah, no. I think just like you need to like I think like I eat a double oatmeal. If I'm gonna have oatmeal, I have to do a double one because or else
What you mean
it's not enough.
double?
Like a double serving.
Oh, yeah. I fill the whole shit up.
Yeah, well,
with
I
oats.
measure it with
Oh,
my
you do?
measuring cup. Yeah, because how am I gonna know how much water to put in?
You just spritz it.
No, I do a double portion, at least, and then I
Yeah.
gotta add something. I'm adding like fruit, granola. Like, yeah, I can't just have oatmeal.
Oh, yeah. I had oats on. So this morning, I made a bowl that was oatmeal underneath it, and I put
Oh, that
raspberries,
looked good.
blueberries, bananas.
You cooked the oatmeal or it was raw?
Cook. And
Mm.
I even topped it with some granola. Oh, I felt so cute.
The point is, you gotta be eating a lot if you're vegan. Don't go vegan and then come tell us, oh, you're hungry and you didn't get enough protein. Okay, well then you
Yeah.
did it wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, like no.
Or the ones who are like, my great grandson's cousin went vegan and she almost died because
Oh my god.
she, all she
Oh
was
my
eating
god.
was pasta and broccoli. Okay,
Like why are you eating pasta and broccoli?
or like the raw vegans. Like we're not raw. If you're raw
Yeah.
and you do it right, that's amazing, good for you, but it's really, really, really hard. You have to eat literally all day.
Yeah, I couldn't no. You have to eat a variety of things. It's the key to being healthy and being vegan. Yeah, but like just like regular vegan, you just have to be a little you do have to be more mindful about what you're eating, as in like you have to eat more and you have to eat a variety. Like you can't live off of pasta and cereal. You are going to get sick like that, you know.
Just like anybody would.
Yes. And you can't live off of iced lattes in the morning either. Even if they're vegan, that doesn't mean it's healthy. So that's another distinction. Just because you're vegan now, you're not automatically healthy. If you live off of potato chips and pasta and coffee, that's not going to be good either. So, you know, just everybody should be eating like
Oh god.
a variety of stuff.
Like a hamster.
Yes, like exactly like a hamster.
People get really scared about soy. And it's crazy because everything that you eat has soy in it. The cereal you eat, the granola bars you eat, the Pop Tarts, everything has soy. And I was at a vegan hoedown. Is that what it's called?
A
At the
vegan
farms.
hoedown?
Yeah, at the farm sanctuary. What are
What,
the?
you Miley Cyrus? The
It was
hoedown?
a hoedown. That's what it
Hoedown.
was called. A
Wow.
hoedown at the farm sanctuary. And a vegan doctor was there. She was answering questions for people. And somebody asked, like, is the soy thing an issue? Like, should I be worried about that? And she said, the only time you should be concerned about eating too much soy is if you have pure soybeans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, 7 days a week. She said that is the only time you will be having too much soy. She said the
Yeah.
soy myth is like very overdone, really not an issue.
Yeah, if you're eating, again, a varied diet, that's not gonna happen. Tofu a few nights a week is fine.
Soy milk, you're fine.
Yeah. And if that's another thing, people equate vegans with soy. Like if it does make you nervous, you don't have to eat soy. I drink almond milk, there's coconut milk, there's cashew milk,
Hemp,
um hemp milk.
rice,
Oh, there's a bunch of different
oat,
milks besides soy milk. Tofu, I don't eat tofu that often. You can, replace that with what's the one? Is it tempeh or seitan? The one that's
both.
green. No,
Oh,
one of them is soy.
tempeh is soy.
So then eat
Seitan
seitan.
is wheat gluten.
Yes. Um, like you don't need to eat soy and eat tofu in order to be vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just eat a bunch of shit and you'll be fine.
And there is one distinction with soy protein isolate that could be in a lot of the protein stuff, like protein powder, protein bars. And there's something about the isolate form of it that's been like modified a certain way. So that's the only thing I might say, like, try to limit a little bit because that can be in some of the meat substitutes. But again, that's going to be like a once, like, you can eat it every day. Just don't eat it for every single meal.
Yeah. Just like
But
you
that's
shouldn't eat
like
anything for
anything.
any meal.
Yes. Um, one more B12 and iron. A lot of people say that vegans are deficient in B12 and iron. Everyone and their mom should take a B12 supplement because B12 supports brain health and memory.
Mhm.
So you should just take a B12 supplement, even if you eat meat, because the only place that you can get B12 from is from animal protein and then soil, I think. I think it comes from soil, doesn't it? Like decomposed things. Look it up. But everybody should be eating B12 anyway. So if somebody's like, "Well, you don't get B12 because B12 only comes from animals." Okay, you're definitely not getting enough B12
No, but it
either.
doesn't. But it doesn't only come from
Well,
animals.
yeah, but I think in natural diets it is only found. We'll look it up. And iron you can get from leafy green vegetables easily. You can
Oh,
cook in
you might be
cast
right.
iron pans.
Another easy way to get nutrients.
The
A lot
sun.
of cereal and like milks, like soy milks and orange juices even come fortified with things. So like
Mhm.
cereals, a lot of them are fortified with B12 and stuff. So like look at your cereal box. A lot of times it has like added stuff in it. So that could be a way to get it as a vegan, like get fortified cereals. Um
Does it say it comes from the ground? Where does it say it comes from? If it's not the plant derived one, where is it from?
it's produced by bacteria, not animals or plants. As such, animals, including humans, must obtain it directly or indirectly from bacteria. It can be found in bacteria laden manure and unsanitized water,
Yes.
though we obviously should not be consuming either of those. It can also be found in the human intestinal tract, Many animal foods contain high amounts of B12 because they accumulate this bacterial
Mhm.
product during
Mhm.
their lives, and livestock are often supplemented with B12 in their feed. These animals are also exposed to manure in their living conditions, with some even being fed manure. Nice.
Basically, what I'm saying is if you're worried about B12 or if somebody in your life is worried about B12, tell them that they should also be worried about B12. So just
Yeah.
go to Walmart and get a B12 vitamin for,
Hmm.
1.99. It's
Yeah,
not a
that's
big
the
deal.
only supplement I take.
Oh, baby, I told you to take B12. You listened to me
Yeah, I take
for
B12, babe.
once in your life.
Yes. I used to take an iron. I used to take a calcium when I started.
And I
Um,
started.
I started
I take
years
a
ago.
multi because I feel like why not?
Yeah.
But that's like my mom takes them all the time. My mom takes fish oil. Like I feel like she's not vegan or vegetarian. Like people take vitamin. Like you're not a failure if you take a vitamin.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, B12 for
Oh,
sure.
it's really good for your brain. Like it's literally like whatever B12.
Iron, most if you eat leafy greens, you should be good on iron like spinach, broccoli, all that stuff. Calcium. So a really easy way to get
Mhm.
calcium. I get the orange juice with added calcium in it.
Yeah.
So you could
And
just do
and
like
milk
simple
doesn't
things like
have
that.
people say, "Oh, milk has calcium." It literally like doesn't. Isn't there like a thing?
Well, it has
Like a huge
okay.
misconception about milk
I think it's
being
like it like attacks your bone. The attacking that it does on your bones is does worse than the actual
does worse.
does worse, yeah. Does more
Yeah.
damage.
Are you sleeping on the podcast?
Yeah.
Basically, if anybody's like commenting about your protein or your vitamins, literally just shoot the same questions back at them. Be like, "Well, what about you?" And that'll shut them up.
Yeah. Mhm.
We're gonna do like a longer episode about veganism, kind of like more on the morality, I think, right? Like,
Yeah.
but we just wanted to give this overview of if you're trying to get started, what is the best way to go about it? Find your favorite foods. If you're like really worried about something that you're gonna be missing out, find it in the vegan. In the vegan.
In the vegan.
Cheez Its. I just found Cheez Its, vegan Cheez Its. I forget the brand.
Mm.
We'll post it. Um, Waffles, Vans makes a really good frozen waffle. Like if you're really worried about missing out on a certain food, then find it. Find it vegan before, if that's something you're worried about. Pop Tarts, unfrosted Pop Tarts are vegan.
Mhm.
They have palm oil, I think. Maybe not. Probably.
Start out by maybe just doing vegan like one meal a day. You know?
Yeah.
Say you'll have a vegan breakfast every day or whatever. And then you can
Most
grad
people do. People will be like, ew, you're vegan. Okay, what did you have for breakfast? A banana. Okay.
Yes. Oh my
That gets
god.
me so upset.
I know. Yeah. You don't have to just be vegan all of a sudden, and it's not the title. It's doing the best you can. And if the best you can do is being vegan for breakfast, okay, then that's what you're doing right now. If you're saying, like, I could be vegan except the cheese, okay, be vegan except the cheese right now, you know?
And let's say you go vegan on June 1st, and then on June 10th, your mom has a party and makes like your favorite homemade mac and cheese. You're not a terrible person. I know people are gonna like not like this, but you're not a terrible person if 10 days into your veganism you have a serving of mac and cheese. I don't think.
No, because,
It's
yes,
progress, not perfection. Like you're doing the best you can with what you have. And if I feel like if you're that restrictive with yourself, then you're not going to stick with it because then you're not doing it for the animals anymore. You're just doing it because you feel like pressured to do it. And I think that's why a
yes,
lot of people give it up.
exactly. Yeah, it's all about what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with, you know, being vegan because you don't want to support animal abuse, right? But then you're somewhere, you're at your mom's house, you have that mac and cheese example, and you want the mac and cheese, eat the goddamn mac and cheese. Like, you can't
You can't be
you
perfect. You're like
you
you're
have to
never gonna
set
be
yourself
perfect.
up for success, just like how we set our dogs up for success. No, but, like, you can't if you're too restrictive on yourself, it's gonna backfire and you're gonna give up.
And eventually you just stop wanting the mac and cheese. You know, when I
Yes.
first started, like, I went on January 1st, and then my birthday, my mom, like, got me an ice cream cake, and I, like, felt really bad, and then I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna have it," and then I'm like, "Oh my god, now I'm not vegan anymore." Okay, now I don't even want, like, that for my birthday, like, I want to make a special vegan cake. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna be like that if it's like, it's literally that basic principle of the more you tell yourself you can't have it, the more you want it, so
Yeah.
and that's another misconception, like, we do I mean, I won't speak for Sarah. I do miss, eating meat sometimes, and I miss like, it tastes good, nobody's saying that it doesn't taste good.
I hate oh my god. When I'm eating a meat substitute and people are like, "Oh my god, you're eating something that tastes and looks like meat." Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally am doing that
Nobody
because nobody's going to tell you that bacon doesn't taste good. Obviously, it tastes good. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, a hamburger tastes good. Like, I'm like, I'm not eating the animal. Like,
Yeah, I hate that.
I get that a lot,
Me
actually.
too. There's a lot of memes about it too, like, if vegetarians don't like eating animals, then why do they make products that taste like animals? Oh my god, we don't
That's literally a meme.
yeah. We don't like eating animals because we don't like to see animals die.
Yeah. Like,
If they made a fake yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, people are like, "Oh, I just really love the taste of it." Okay, me too. But you know what? Sometimes you have to say, like, "This is for the greater good. This is bigger than me, and some things are more important than nice taste buds," and that's you
yeah.
know
And you really do stop wanting it. You do. Like,
Yeah.
it's not, once it's just something that you do, it's not a temptation anymore. Like, when my, when I'm somewhere and like people are cooking bacon, like I literally like
Oh, I can't. With meat, yeah, no. Mm.
I don't want it. Yeah, meat. Well, maybe that's different. I mean, cuz meat
But
skeeves me out.
but even I had a friend, remember I told you I had a friend Snapchatting me? She was making mac and cheese,
Oh
and it
yeah.
was like she was, like, pouring all this cheese on it, and it was like, "Oh, never too much cheese." And, like, I feel like a year or 2 ago, I would've been like, "Oh, looks good." But now I'm just like, "Oh, I can't look at that." Like, I don't
Yeah. Um that'll happen.
Yeah. People who say that plants have feelings, honestly, there's 2 ways you could answer that. You could say, "Yeah, they do. Sure. What do you want me to do about it?" Like, just play like that because people wanna get a rise out of you. So if you're a new vegan and somebody's saying, like, you have that one uncle who's, like, always messing with you, you could be like, "Oh, plants have feelings, you know? Now you're killing all those plants." Yeah. Yep. It's really too bad. Like,
Nah, what gets me tight about the plant thing is like I say, "Yeah, well we need plants to survive." So,
oh, well, okay. I say okay, so that's another one. Then the third one you could say is, let's argue. Let's say, for argument's sake, that plants do have feelings. They are sentient. They are because obviously everything is living. Let's say they have feelings. Let's say this tree that I'm looking at right here is thinking thoughts and has a mind. Let's
mhm.
pretend. Okay, then you're harming two things now. You're harming
Mm,
three things because, first of all, you're going to sit here and tell me
mm.
that you don't eat vegetables and fruits. Okay, so you're a liar. Number two, you're eating meat. Number three, the meat that you are eating
Oh, yes.
ate plants and grains that wouldn't have been killed
Thank
but
you.
for
Thank you.
you eating that meat.
And, like,
So
also, they act like they only eat meat, like they're a carnivorous wolf.
that's what yeah, if you
They
be like,
literally only eat meat.
yeah, just like the couple, yeah, so just pick your way of handling it or switch it up, like one day just be like, yeah, oh my god, you're right, like we should just not eat and just see what they say. Like just just have fun with it. Like we used to get really upset, and you probably will in the beginning too.
Well,
We
I think the upsetting part of it,
is that people make fun of you when you're literally just trying to be a good person.
yeah, it's like, this isn't something that you're not making fun of me. Make fun of me all you want. Make fun of me all you want. Say you cut your hair, you got a nose job, you whatever. Okay, haha, I can laugh at that. But when you're making fun of me for something that I'm doing because you're harming something that matters to me, that's why I get upset. Like, this isn't just a personal conversation that we're having where you're poking fun at just me. Like, we're not joking anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that
it's like
yeah.
it's like making fun of someone. It's like being opposed to like child labor. Like, why would you make fun of someone for that when, like, that's not
That's a really
something to
good
make.
point. Most people don't only buy like organic US made clothes. But if somebody were to do that, would you like look at them and be like, "Oh, what are you gonna go out to the camp later and get free some kids from there?"
Yeah, like, nobody would do
That's
that.
literally
People would
how
look at
people
you.
talk to us.
Yes, like, people would think that you're being really noble and, like, or what's another example? Like, I don't
Well,
know,
I
like,
think of like abortion, like like I'm pro-choice, but I would never sit there and be like, "Oh, what? You're gonna go dance for some babies' rights later, Sarah?" Like, what?
yeah, because, like, when you know that what the person is doing, like, when they're sticking up for something that's immoral, that they deem as immoral, how can you make fun of that? And, like, when it comes to eating meat, you're eating meat and you're killing you're killing animals. Like, I have a major problem with that.
Yeah, when I get really fed up with it, sometimes I just say like, "You're literally making a joke right now about killing a living thing for food," and then I just stare at them and like see what they say. Because then
Yeah.
when you put it that way, people are like, "Well,
Yeah.
stay strong. Email us." I can tell Sarah's getting antsy because she's like walking around.
We'll definitely make another episode where we talk more about, like, the moral aspect of it.
Yeah, and how we literally can't understand how people aren't.
Yeah. But we want to ease you guys into it.
We should do like a movie. We should like watch Earthlings
Yes.
while we're on
Or
the podcast.
maybe we can have a viewing party with our viewers.
Okay, so no one will come and it'll just be us. All right.
Well, like, maybe we can advertise like a thing. I don't. Whatever. Shoot down my hopes and dreams.
No, I want.
I
Listen,
thought that was a cute
our
idea.
brand is
Whatever.
growing.
Our
It will.
brand.
Sarah&Abby's Vegan Adventures. We gotta make shirts with our
Yo.
Bitmojis on it.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're gonna wear his own.
And for the possum babies,
Ew.
make them little sweaters.
Make a post about that today.
I don't know. I'm kind of embarrassed.
You don't gotta say all that you did.
Well,
You could
how am
just
I not gonna like?
no. You could just be like, instead of saying I put a whole possum with my bare hands
Oh no,
loose
I'm
into
not
my
embarrassed
vehicle.
about that. I'm embarrassed that I hit him.
No, you could just be like, I found a possum and then
Uh,
I
uh,
transported it
then
to
people
a
are gonna be
wild.
like, "You're a hero," and then it's like,
All right,
"No,
you could
I'm
be
not."
no, you could be honest.
All right,
That's
yeah. I'll
the
just.
podcast. We're
You're right.
transparent.
All right, I'll be honest. I hit a possum. That's my truth.
Damn, you should fucking
Oh my god.
go to jail.
What? Stop. We're going to do another episode about making a 911 service for wildlife because it's really an issue. I called 911 and they told me to go fuck myself.
She literally called 911 because she hit a possum.
I had a possum bleeding in the back of my car. I'm not really sure what you wanted me to do.
She called 911.
I go, "Hi, can you help with a wildlife emergency?" He goes, "If it's a dog or a cat."
That's not wildlife.
I know.
Oh my god.
All right, so I pick him up with my bare hands and put him in my car.
She's mad dumb. She was petting it.
Okay,
She was petting it.
He's okay. And she's a mom. And she has a baby once, and then she just had a broken tooth that I cut her tooth and
her tongue.
And okay. It was a cut. I did a cut on her tongue and then all right. Is that a wrap?
All right. Yep.
A vegan wrap.
Can I get some tomato and olives on that?
Oh my god, I remember my order. Hi, can I have a wheat wrap with mayo? With a vegan mayo?
Would you like me to change my my knife or my gloves?
If you don't mind. Is that annoying? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying and like a waste of the environment. But yeah, I'll do it anyway.
Okay, thanks. And then can I have 5 pieces of the vegan turkey?
Yeah, sure. 5 minutes go by because the packages are annoying to open. Nobody can sit beside you. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, can I have 1 slice of the vegan cheese? She has to go in the back now.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna. Let me check.
Can I have some spinach and a little bit of tomato and some banana peppers?
Diced or sliced?
Sliced.
Okay.
And the banana peppers? And then they don't know which one the banana peppers are. You have to
the yellow ones or the green?
Yeah, not the pickles.
Okay.
And then you point and like that's it. And can I have a bag of the Terra chips?
I used to fucking. Yo, call me on regular.
All
Let's
right,
say bye. Well, we didn't say bye. We didn't
okay,
out.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my god.
Oh right. So you say bye. Oh my god. Okay, go.
Thank you for listening to episode 6 of our vegan podcast. Finally talking.
Isn't this 7? No. Okay. Oh. You're right. You're right.
Thank you all. Go vegan. Email
or go
us.
home.
Questions, comments, concerns.
We're still doing that contest. All right. Bye.
Bye for now, folks.